All right. Hello, guys. How's it going? It looks like we should be live right now. Just seeing. We have one like. Sweet. I just want to make sure this is working. I'm doing this a different way than I used to, so. Okay. Looks like we are live here. Liam White said, hi. How's it going? Okay, looks like, yes, we are live. Let me know if you're hearing me, if everything seems good. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Papa Frank, Jimmy, Connor Boyd. Yes, it does look like things are heating up in the Deep South once again. We're going to be talking about that. Is everything working good? Let me know. Everybody says they're here. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Live, sweet. All right, so I need to pull this up on my phone so I can read the comments, obviously. My phone's actually going to die soon, so I'm going to have to do something about that. All right, right off the bat, 150 viewers, guys. Great job. I'm going to be reading the comment in a second, but they're going to be coming in quickly. All right, so if you saw the thumbnail, here it is. I got it straight from my radar site, and we do have an enhanced risk now. Jackson, Mississippi there, Crystal Springs, up through into Euphoria, Columbus, Mississippi, into Hamilton, Alabama, Fayette, Alabama. And these are some of the same areas where we had some tornadoes just a few weeks back. Where were those at? We saw some stuff going on for Tuscaloosa, but definitely it was somewhere in this area, like Belk, Vernon. I remember we had a tornado somewhere up in this area of Alabama, but we do have a pretty big severe weather threat today. What I'm going to go ahead and do here is turn on our severe thunderstorm warnings, and we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings already up here for Louisiana. Only in our marginal risk. You see, I have this risk on screen, so we only are getting thunderstorms in our marginal risk right now. It's going to be a very long day today. We're going to have an enhanced risk, and then let's take a look at what tomorrow is going to bring. We can click on day 2 here, and sure enough, as this loads in, it takes a second sometimes. We have an enhanced risk for a pretty large area tomorrow as well, from Tallahassee up through Macon, through Columbia, South Carolina, and into Charlotte and near Raleigh. So very large area of enhanced tomorrow. So it's going to be a very long 2-day severe weather event. And yes, I am planning on going live tomorrow as well if everything goes as planned. Let's look at our individual risks here for just a second before we get into radar. So here's our probability of tornado, and this has actually gone up in the last little while. We have a 10% chance within this area, so they're thinking we're going to have a chance for maybe some supercell activity. We can read the text product here, which is going to give us a great idea of what we're expecting. Severe thunderstorms are expected today and tonight across portions of the lower Mississippi. I am going to have to kind of pause a little bit this afternoon and maybe be just showing the radar for a little bit, so I will be away for a bit. Things are looking good. I'm looking for maybe what kind of storm mode they're expecting. Yes, okay, here we go. Vertical shear will promote some risk of discrete supercells, so that's going to create some chances for tornadoes probably within Jackson and then up through this area. So we're going to be watching this area very, very closely as we have a chance for tornadoes. The probability of hail, pretty low today. We have a 5% chance, even though when I looked at the storm reports, it looked like we did actually get a report of hail right here, and actually a second one there, but our first one here, right in this little town, I don't know what it was called. Let's see. Beauregard County, they're in Singer, Louisiana, so if you know where that area is, that's where we had some hail, and then Leesville, Louisiana as well, we had some hail. So within that severe thunderstorm, we've been dealing with some hail. Now, our wind probability, as I said, we had a pretty high risk of wind. Within this whole area, we have a 15% chance of wind, so pretty high chance for wind. But the tornado risk, I actually hadn't seen that until just now, that we do have a 10% chance within this area, and that's probably where they're expecting some supercells to be possible. So let's go ahead and turn on our radar data here, and this is where we're going to be able to take a look. Just near Alexandria, Louisiana, we are dealing with a little bit of some severe weather there. And sure enough, there's our cell. I'm going to move some things around real quick. There we go. Let me know if you can hear me. If I'm too loud, too quiet, let me know. I'm going to read some comments real shortly. Everybody, hey, how's it going, guys? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, by the way. We're going to be going live today and tomorrow for these storms, so we're going to have a lot going on. Yeah, Miranda said, wow, I thought it was just a slight risk. Yikes. Well, we just saw that enhanced risk get upgraded, and the reason it got upgraded to enhanced was because of these chances for some tornadoes. And in history, we've seen these events be very unpredictable, and we've seen some slight risk events lead to some of the biggest tornado outbreaks we've had. So sometimes slight and enhanced risks can be worse than some moderate and high risks because it's so unpredictable. That's why we gotta always take it very seriously. Risk now updated. The risk has been updated and added enhanced risk. Yep, I just saw that. That's what we were talking about. Let's see. Yes, if you like this live stream, as Dimitri said, it will help inform other people and suggest this stream to them, which will help them obviously be aware of the weather events coming their way. So if you can, go ahead and hit that like button. It's going to help reach more people. Isaiah Jacob, well, we've seen an enhanced chance for tornadoes now, and 10% is very high, actually, for a tornado risk. So they are expecting that likely we will see some tornadoes today within this region specifically. But our green area is a 2% chance, which we consider a slight risk of tornadoes. And then in this 5% chance, we usually see a few tornadoes, especially when it's this widespread. But to see the 10% chance there is usually not a good sign whatsoever. And I'm going to look. We do have a chance of significant tornadoes as well. I just saw that we have a significant hatched area, which means we are looking at the chance for Category 2 and above tornadoes. So sure enough, from Jackson up through here through Yazoo City, Louisville, Mississippi, that is, and through Columbus, Mississippi, and then in through, sorry, my throat just gave out on me, and through areas near Hamilton and Fayette and Russellville, Alabama. So we have a large area here that we're going to be tracking tornadoes throughout the day, unfortunately. So yes, we are actually looking at the potential for a tornado outbreak, and it did not look like today would be that, but sure enough, things are looking worse than originally anticipated. Let's go down. I'm just going to move around a little bit just so we can get a good idea of where our storms are located right now. So let's move down. I'm going to get this off the screen real quick. So we know what our risk is. I might go back to that to inform more people. Let's see. We have some little, looks like some burst thunderstorms just popping up down here for southern Louisiana. Let me know if anybody is from anywhere on the map here, and I'll let you know what's going on. But for Baton Rouge, we're having some pop-up thunderstorms there. New Orleans, it looks like you're in the clear right now. But that up there near Pensacola, Mobile is getting hit really, really hard right now with some thunderstorms. These multicellular storms here, so it's a big patch of thunderstorms that are very unorganized. Usually we do not see tornadoes within this, but we do see heavy rain, sometimes some hail, or some wind damage with some downbursts, things like that. It looks like we do have some water spouts possibly being reported south of Alabama there, so we want to be on the lookout for some of those moving on shore potentially. Hopefully that doesn't lead to any sort of damage or anything. Let me go ahead and move away from our next rad radar and move to our lower resolution radar so we can see the whole story here. And as I put it in motion, it's going to give you a good idea of what the day's been bringing, and it has to load in. It looks like we had a tornado warning actually way earlier in the day to the north of Jackson. I was unaware of that. We didn't get a tornado reported, it doesn't look like, but let me put this in motion. Let me try to get where we had that tornado warning. Yeah, we had a radar indicated tornado warning there. That actually looks like a supercell at some point was located near Carthage, Mississippi earlier in the day. If anybody's from there, you can let me know. Let's go ahead, and I want to put that tornado risk back on screen and see if this was actually within our enhanced area. Sure enough, that was there within our enhanced area earlier today. That was at 5:58 a.m., so that was a very, very early morning tornado risk there. Looks like we had a supercell way earlier on. And as we head forward, it looks like we do not have thunderstorms within our enhanced area yet. Looks like maybe we do. Let's see. Yeah, they're not in there yet. So we had some in our enhanced area earlier, but they're going to be moving in as we head into the afternoon, obviously. Probably these that are in Louisiana right now will be eventually moving in to Mississippi. And here's our thunderstorms down here that moved into Alabama and Florida. You can see how they progressed. They were actually hitting New Orleans earlier, and they eventually made their way to Mississippi and Alabama, those coastal regions there. So that's why we're dealing with some heavier showers for those regions. And we do have a slight risk here for some of the panhandle of Florida as well, so we don't want to forget about them either. But right now, to the west of Alexandria, that looks to be our worst cell that is anywhere right now. Just near Huntsville, we also have some thunderstorms popping up, so we're going to watch those closely. All right. I think I have a good idea of where our situation is right now, so let me go ahead and we'll move over to the Huntsville radar real quick and just take a look at the radar right now. See if there's anything severe going on up here. Yeah, we do have that strong storm in the middle of Louisiana I'm going to be taking a look at in just a little bit. Chattanooga getting hit pretty hard right now as well. These look to be bowing out a little bit. They could be bringing some wind. Let me take a look at that velocity as we load that in. You know, not looking like too much damaging wind. Just some moderately strong wind, but probably some very heavy rain going on within those thunderstorms as it decides to glitch out. So, yes, we have some general thunderstorms there for Tennessee and northern Alabama, but they do not look severe at this point. We're going to take a look at our most damaging storm, or most severe storm it looks like right now, which is right near Alexandria, Louisiana, right there in the middle of the state. We're going to zoom in real quick. Tornado possible, so I'm going to want to take a look at that, but that's just a general, the radar is picking up on a radar indicated area of rotation, but I don't think that's anything. We usually wait for tornado warnings to come in, things like that. That's going to be when we really want to take it seriously for sure. If you guys were in our more previous live streams, you will notice that our red roads right here are new. We have a lot more, they call them place files that we've actually downloaded for our program here, so you can see a lot of the smaller state roads and state highways and stuff that is going to make it easier for us to find your location on the map. So let me know if you like all those roads going on. I think it's a really good look there. I like how they move around. It's really, really cool stuff. So let me get my phone cord so I can continue to read the comments. Gonna go ahead and plug it in to my computer. Make sure that doesn't mess up anything. It shouldn't though. I want to be able to, yeah, should be fine. I want to be able to keep reading you guys' comments. Okay, there you go. Hopefully it doesn't try to download my pictures or anything. That's always annoying. Yes, so I'm seeing a few cells. We're going to be watching for supercells. If you guys have stuck with me on some of these live streams, you'll know that my favorite type of storm to track is a supercell. Obviously, that's the most intense. And typically, that's going to be a tornadic system, a supercell. I mean, it looks like we have some hooks over here, so we're going to want to watch those. This wouldn't be surprised whatsoever if we see some tornado warnings in northern Louisiana based on the radar and the way it's looking right now. Obviously, these are our severe warned thunderstorms right now, and I'm going to check for rotation, but it doesn't look... Well, that one has a nice hook to it that's going to have me a little bit concerned. Now, I always like to draw on the map so that I can kind of have some educational purposes to these videos, obviously. What is the tornado chances for Virginia tomorrow? We will go ahead and look. Right now, guys, this says there's a latency issue. Is it lagging or does it seem fine? Can you let me know? And I'll be sure to fix it if there is an issue. I'll switch to lower latency there. That should make it a little less laggy. All right. So I'm going to take a look at that for tomorrow real quick. I always get overwhelmed when I make these because there's a lot going on. I just changed the latency. It should be a little less laggy if there was any. It should be a little lower resolution. My internet was having some issues with upload speed today for some reason. I noticed when I made my video this morning, it took 10 minutes or something. It usually only takes about 5, so there's been an issue with our internet a little bit today. So I was a little bit worried about that. Obviously, it would come exactly when we have a severe weather threat when I want to be live streaming, but there shouldn't be any lag anymore because I just changed the latency. We do in southern and southeastern Virginia have a 2% chance of tornadoes as of right now, and then 5% throughout Florida, Georgia, portions of Alabama, South Carolina, and North Carolina. But today has a bigger threat than tomorrow does. Let me know if it's still HD. Actually, I can just watch it right here. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, sweet. Yep, should be a bit better. I wanted to just improve it any way I could. Now, the interesting thing is here in Louisiana, it looks like we are getting some supercellular storms. A lot of supercells, actually. Storms that look like they could potentially be supercells. So I'm going to go storm by storm and just take a look here. This one's very close to the radar, and I want to teach you guys about this. Obviously, it's good to know how to read a radar. That's going to be helpful for anybody, obviously. This is the radar site in here. Right there, and you see how it's looking a little messy right there? The closer to the radar it gets, the messier it looks like that. So we like a storm to be in this, like if it's, once this moves a little bit further away, we're going to be able to see it much, much better. All right, but I wanted to talk to you guys about hooks. I'm seeing a few hooks right there, and that could be some embedded supercells. It could be anything, but right now we need to look at rotation to see that. But we look for these little nooks in there, and that's potentially where we see some rotation, or what we call a mesocyclone, which will build a wall cloud and then eventually potentially put down a tornado, but usually it doesn't. Usually it does not put down a tornado. We see these commonly, and that's why it's so hard to predict, because usually it doesn't put down a tornado, but any one of them has the chance to put down a tornado. So that's why you see a lot of the time a tornado warning go down and then maybe not a tornado, you know, at any point. There usually is not a tornado, but we usually want to play it safe. Now I'm seeing a few hooks right there. What I'm going to do is actually a pretty storm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screenshot that. I like to save these because at the end of the year I might do something. So I'm just going to go ahead and save a bunch of these radar things. Okay. This one, I'm not seeing much rotation in either. I want to take a look at our velocity. It looks like we are looking at some damaging wind within these areas where we're seeing pink. That's indicating some heavier wind. Also, we can look at let's take a look at our mean estimated size of hail. It's going to tell the whole story here. If it'll pop up. It looks like we don't have much, so yeah, not seeing much hail. So this is really high DBZ though. That's looking at 60 to even 70 DBZ in there, which typically we would look for the potential for hail within a storm with that high of DBZ, but right now it's not looking that way. I'm going to watch for some rotation within that cell right there as we're seeing a hook, so I'm thinking it says tornado possible. It's probably seeing what I'm seeing, but it looks like a few maybe embedded supercells there. This one looks like it could develop into something. This one, too, has just that look, what I call the V shape. Down here, I want to move to southern. Do we have a radar site anywhere down here? Closer? No, it's kind of a radar hole. Let's see if I can get a better eye on some of these near Jennings and whatever that place is called. Washington, up there. I know that name. We have, this one's not looking too good. I would say this one's looking kind of dangerous. As well as this one is looking kind of like it could develop into something. This is typically how they start. They look like a little dot on the screen, and it eventually becomes something much much worse. I want to move up here into northern Louisiana as well, and then we're going to move back to our central regions of Louisiana because that's where our worst thunderstorm is right now. Now, guys, don't forget to like that stream. Again, that really, really helps people get suggested this. This is going to help keep people safe. A lot of you so far aren't even aware, it seems like if you live here, that there was a tornado risk today, and it just popped up. So we have a new tornado risk that nobody knew of really ahead of time. And it's looking like a moderate risk of tornadoes today and some supercells. So we're going to want to watch that very, very closely. So if you can like the video, that's how you can do your part to help reach out to people and let them know, because it's going to help YouTube suggest this video to more people. These ones up here, not really looking like supercells, but as we look at our tornado risk area, this isn't even where we're looking at any sort of chance, and these are going to just keep moving north. So these ones aren't looking too dangerous at this point. Maybe some heavy winds and hail, but... Oh, we got sirens in Chattanooga? You said there's a tornado sirens going off in Chattanooga? We heard of them last time we went live. I think we had sirens going off in Chattanooga as well. I'll look at that velocity, and we can take a look at the rotation. I think we're going to get some heavy winds for Chattanooga, or actually that's past Chattanooga. Yeah, the storm is already past Chattanooga, so I don't see why there would be sirens going on. Let's move back up here. I'm going to continue to keep an eye over here. Shreveport, just heavy rain, small hail, and frequent lightning. I'm sure of it. Mississippi, we don't have anything going on, but again, this is where our tornado risk is mostly going to be, I think, throughout the day. We're mostly going to be talking about Mississippi and a little bit of Alabama, but it looks like things are getting off to a very, very early start here for Louisiana. Oh, they're testing them in Chattanooga? That would make sense. Gonna see if I can get this to pop up for here. I'm adjusting my seat. Sometimes I gotta switch from level 3 to level 2 again to get it to pop up. There's a lot going on, so it's to load in a lot. Let me see here. Torque on a 5. Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Like I said, a pretty moderate chance here. We do have a 5% chance of tornadoes tomorrow, and that's going to be more for the East Coast, but not really for these same areas. It's going to be it's going to be like Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, mostly. In New Orleans, the thing about New Orleans in this type of situation is that the storms are going to have to move over land and then move towards New Orleans. Over here, they have much longer to develop than they would in a more southern area closer to the coast, but it is certainly possible. I'm just looking for some supercells down here. I just want to be on the lookout for any sort of dangerous storms. Of course, all storms are dangerous, but lots of hail reports there for central Louisiana. There is no moderate risk. There's an enhanced risk for severe weather, but there is a pretty moderate. I was referring to the tornado risk, saying that I feel like there's a pretty moderate risk for tornadoes today, but not like officially moderate. Again, be sure to like the stream to do your part. If you're new to the stream, we are getting more viewers now. We hit 1,000 likes the last time we went live, but that was because everybody was kind of like telling people to like the video. Do you use GR Level 3? I've used it in the past. The good thing about that one, it's the most affordable because it's a one-time purchase, so it's a very affordable option, I feel like. But some people prefer WSV3 like me. I think it has a lot more options. It's just definitely costs a lot more money. Yeah, it looks like none of these are really supercells. I'm going to move back to our more central Louisiana storms near Alexandria. Jira Level 3 is kind of a next rad radar program you can get for your computer. It's a one-time purchase. It's similar to this, but not entirely the same. This is basically as good and modern as you can get for the average home weather radar program. Let's take a look at some of these cells. No rotation there. Looking safe for this one. Definitely a heavy thunderstorm. Some smaller ones down here. If you're south of Leesville, you probably aren't, but if you are, we definitely have a pretty nasty looking thunderstorm there with some heavier winds within it. Wouldn't be surprised to see that one go severe warned eventually. Also, if you're near Hornbeck, want to check for some rotation. There is a little bit of some iffiness there that I'm not liking the look of. Maybe some rotation trying to get itself together there, a little bit of a hook, but that's definitely not what I would consider an organized thunderstorm. These ones, however, have kind of been looking nasty for a while now, but definitely just some straight line wind, very, very strong straight line winds there. Up to our north there, south of Montgomery, Louisiana, not Alabama. We have some very heavy precipitation indicated by these pinks, and that's an area that we could be dealing with some hail. Yeah, definitely seeing a hail core in a lot of these cells actually near Boyce. We have 2-inch diameter hail, which is pretty large, and then in this area we have approaching 2-inch diameter hail. So definitely Montgomery, we have some pretty big hail falling. Where's you said? Oh, we have one up here. Near Homer, we have some hail falling, maybe about 1-inch diameter hail, and we have a severe thunderstorm warning. We're going to have to take a look at that one. Where is northeast of... Where's Winfield? I'm not seeing a Winfield. We have 2 areas of hail there, so definitely some hail cores all over the place. Let's see. Definitely some heavier thunderstorms here. I'm going to take a look at this severe warned storm. We have a radar site there near Shreveport. Is it Shreveport or Shreveport? I'm from nowhere near here, so... This one's looking pretty nasty. I want to check for rotation on that one. It has a little bit of a hook, but yeah, maybe that is some rotation in there. Well, it is acting up right now anyway. Nah. That's not where I would expect it to be, so... And that's definitely outside of our... It's pretty much outside of our severe weather risk as a whole. It's right on the line of our marginal risk there. So far we haven't even seen... Well, there's our first severe thunderstorm warning in our slight area. Just near Alexandria. Shreveport. Okay, Shreveport. Yep, we have a severe thunderstorm warning here for our slight area just near Alexandria. No supercells or no well-defined supercells yet. We definitely have some heavier thunderstorms, and we just saw our severe thunderstorm warning right here get extended beyond the area it was originally at. We have some cells down here which are worrisome. Let's switch to our kind of more national radar so we can get a wider look, see what's going on. So yes, most of our severe thunderstorms are within this area so far. We do have some stuff developing here. These are going to be our thunderstorms that eventually move into our enhanced area, so that is definitely the beginning of something pretty big. And then we have this kind of area of multicellular blob of thunderstorms here near Mobile, Alabama. But so far, nothing much within our enhanced area developing so far. I will switch to the one near Jacksonville. See if we can't get some thunderstorms there. We do have some showers in here, which is going to weaken our chance for severe weather. I do want to take a look. Let's take a look at that meso-analysis and get our surface cape on the map here. See if we can take a look at how much cape we have available for these thunderstorms. You see, these ones that are severe thunderstorm warned are not moving into the enhanced risk. They're moving almost due north, and they're not going to make their way really into our enhanced area. It's these ones that are in Louisiana that are going to eventually move into the enhanced area. So these are our long-lived thunderstorms here. And we have well over 2,000 cape there for Louisiana and Alexandria. And these areas, that's why we see these storms popping up, because we have 1,000 to 2,500 cape there available. And if I put it in motion, well, I guess I need to go to national radar here. This is how we've seen the cape develop, and it is increasing in our enhanced area, so that's going to be what kind of builds in. But I'm seeing on this very northern and western edge that we don't have a lot of cape available. It's mostly in these areas, and this is where we're going to see those thunderstorms really start to develop there. Let's take a look at some of our other products here. Yeah, definitely some thunderstorms can start to develop with these conditions. We have very, very good conditions for severe weather, and it's honestly amazing that we haven't seen this risk really be around for a while. We didn't think it would be this bad. Again, be sure to like the stream to keep this being suggested to new people on YouTube. It's going to help keep people safe. We don't have too much going on right now, so things are going to get rolling in a little bit. We definitely have some thunderstorms that are looking kind of iffy here, developing for some tornado activity. Tennessee. Let's take a look here at Tennessee. We definitely have some moderate showers and some thunderstorms within these. Near Huntsville and down there in South Tennessee, like Fayetteville and through Chattanooga, we definitely have some heavier thunderstorms. But outside of that, it's mostly just showers. I think it's a little bit too cold for the most part for too strong of thunderstorms developing there. And it's not responding, so gonna have to wait for this to respond. I want to close out of this real quick. Well, usually this doesn't recover, so we're gonna take a break here. This happens all the time. Gotta close out of it because it does not usually recover once it's dying like it is right now. So gotta reload it every once in a while. Has it been lagging still? Let me know, guys, because I can try to fix it if it has. Again, the internet has just been struggling today. It's not been as good, to say the least. Let me get rid of this national radar here. See, we're not going to get state borders till that thing above my cursor loading shape files gets to that number. Usually it takes like 3 seconds, but my internet has been so bad lately that it takes like 5 minutes to load in like the state lines, the highways, and all that. We can still see radar data here, but the stuff it has to show on the map, it kind of struggles to pop up. And this is just not a good look, guys. We have tons and tons of potential here for some severe thunderstorms. I can usually make out like what state it is without the borders. I mean, here in here in Louisiana, we definitely, this one's not looking good. Typically the shape we look for a tornadic thunderstorm. So we look for this V shape. And you can see we definitely have it. And then this little hook on the end, it just spells bad news. Definitely. We like to watch these. 50% of them kind of just die off, and then the other 50% start to intensify and become real big problems. And it just varies day to day. You never know. I wonder if I can... I've always wondered about this. If I can get it to like perfectly fit my radar thing. While I have a second, I might as well get it like looking prettier. I'm actually a few minutes behind on my stream that I'm watching on my phone, so... This one's not looking good, guys. That definitely, is this one of our old ones? No, this is the one that got extended as our shape files are finally loaded in. That's good news. This one definitely does not look good. I think we're about to get some tornado warnings, guys, here very, very shortly. Again, if you want to do your part and help the stream by potentially saving lives. Last time we did a stream, we actually had some people that were under tornado warnings and we helped them get indoors. So these live streams do actually save lives in some cases, guys. So if you want to do your part, all you got to do is like the video, and it actually helps get the video suggested to more people. I want to see if I can't get this to fit on the screen like perfectly. But definitely not a good look here. Ooh, what's this? We just got to watch, guys. What is this? Okay, we have a tornado watch. So yes, they definitely are aware that we definitely have some supercells developing back there, and we have a tornado watch here. This situation is getting really nasty very quickly. Supercell composite. Let me see if I have that on here. Do I have that here? No, I don't think I have supercell composite here, so let's see. We can go to... Does it have it here? I'm gonna try to load this in. Sorry, my computer's being so slow. We'll look at the supercell composite, but we definitely have a very serious situation. You said tomorrow or today? Let me take a look. I don't think we can get it for tomorrow. Let's take a look. What is that under? Supercell composite. Oh, that's a interesting tool. I've never seen that. Violent tornado parameter. Some of these tools are so cool, guys. Okay, let's see if I can't find this. Oh, supercell composite. We definitely have some pretty good amounts in here. Let's see. throughout Louisiana and through Mississippi and western Alabama. So these areas that we are seeing them develop, it has been very it's been very efficient at doing its job. And we do have significant tornado parameter here. It's scoring pretty high there from Louisiana up through and through portions of Mississippi. So that's where we're expecting a good chance, obviously, of tornadoes. And here we go. This is another tornado tool. So I mean, there's all sorts of tools you can use. Some of them people don't usually use a lot because they just don't work, and then some of them actually do have some science behind them and they do work a lot. It is interesting getting into those though. So we have our tornado watch here, and this is what I want to talk about, guys. From Alexandria, Louisiana, what are some of these towns called? I want to find one, right? Okay, Lake Charles, Crowley, Louisiana, up through Alexandria. Winfield, we definitely have that tornado watch. Winnsboro, Monroe in Louisiana. And then Jackson, Mississippi. Natchez, Centerville. There's an area in my area called Centerville as well. Columbus, what's that? Mississippi, Columbus, Mississippi. So we definitely have a large area under tornado watch. And when's this going to be till? Until 7 p.m. we're going to be dealing with tornadic activity here, guys. We have 6 hours of supercells we're probably going to be dealing with. Yes, David, we are definitely going to be dealing with some tornado chances throughout the day. And it was not looking that way yesterday even. It wasn't looking that way. And sure enough, today, if I turn on our our convective outlooks here, this is our tornado risk. This area right here, let me get some town names in here. Vicksburg, Jackson, Mississippi, Canton, Mississippi, Pickens, Mississippi, Winona, Mississippi, Starkville, Crawford, Columbus. And these are areas that are in our watch as well. And then we see Tupelo, is that how you say that? Tupelo. Hamilton, Lynn, Fayette, Alabama, Russellville, Alabama, Jasper, Alabama. All of these areas are in 10% chance of a tornado, and that's what we call enhanced to maybe even moderate risk of a tornado. And usually when we see these, we see plenty of tornado warnings, so it's going to be an action-packed day for sure. We're just going to have to continue to watch those because we don't have thunderstorms there yet, but it's these cells that are developing in Louisiana that will eventually make their way into the enhanced risk area. We even have a significant tornado chance there, a significant hatched area. We call that that because we look at the significant chance for EF2 or above tornadoes to develop within that region, which is very significant, obviously. EF2 are house destroyers, so we take all tornadoes seriously, but once we see that, that's when it becomes a very, very bad situation. So all we can do is track these individual cells. Yes, a lot of people are still at work and in school, and they do not know what we've seen develop over the last little while. Obviously, like I said yesterday, we didn't even look at the chance for too much tornado activity, and now all of a sudden, there's a lot of tornado activity looking possible. But Homer through Junction City, El Dorado, there in Arkansas, we are looking at a severe thunderstorm warning. So I'm going to look at this cell. I'm going to be curious to see if we see that chance for tornadoes increase for tomorrow as well. We saw that happen for today, so will it happen tomorrow as well? I'm expecting to go live tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see. Again, you can do your part by liking the stream. That's going to help reach out new people that are not aware of the stream yet and might not even be aware of the tornado risk. I think it's very important that they know. Obviously, that makes sense that they should know that there's a chance for tornadoes. Let's play a comment game, guys. Give an approximate time for when you think we will see our first tornado warning pop up, given what you've seen so far. How many hours? Let's not do minute, but 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. When do you think our first tornado warning will be? But Junction City up through El Dorado, like I said, definitely is dealing with the chance for some severe weather. As I look at the velocity, it's very clear we do not have rotation within that one, which means we're probably in the clear for tornadoes for that individual cell right now. A lot of 2 p.m. We see 2 p.m. Somebody says 3:15. I see 1 p.m. 1 p.m. would mean 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. 2 p.m. means 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Oh, Central Time, yeah. Yeah, definitely some of these are looking like supercells. That one's broken up. I want to see our radar sites. There's not really one close to this cell. But this one's been looking iffy for a while now. Definitely has some strong wind there. This one could go tornadic very easily with that hook shape. Again, let me get a little educational with you guys here. We see this, and then this, and that's our V shape, and then we have our little bit of a hook here, and we would see a mesocyclone within that area, and we would want to see a lot of rotation, and then that's eventually where a tornado would come, and this is the shape of a supercell. So we definitely are seeing some supercell development, or at least iffy stuff going on already. As I put this in motion, it's pretty clear this one's developing. It's kind of staying straight. So, but any of these can very quickly take on the look of a supercell. This one earlier looked very developed. Not so much anymore, but it's really close to the radar site. So that could definitely be to blame. This one's definitely not a supercell right now. But we've seen a few hail reports here. So we've seen some hail going on. Alexandria, you were under a severe thunderstorm warning earlier. I want to take a zoomed out look. Just make sure we have no tornado warnings. That's when we saw our tornado watch pop up. Uh-oh, freezing again. Oh, there you go. Sometimes it just does this weird thing where it reloads. I don't know. When it's in motion, it's more susceptible to kind of freezing up. Yes, this severe weather risk is looking worse than I thought originally. As of yesterday, I didn't know how bad it would be, but today it's definitely looking a lot worse than originally anticipated. And tomorrow's looking worse than originally anticipated as well, with a very large area of enhanced risk. So severe weather season this year, guys, is getting off to a very early start. We saw a pretty decent outbreak in January, and now this one in February. Usually, I would say from January through February, we usually only see 0 to 1 enhanced or moderate risks, and already this is our second enhanced risk, or actually, sorry, this is our third day with enhanced risk at least, and tomorrow is looking to be our fourth through February 5th, which is starting off to a very early severe weather risk year. We saw a moderate risk for one day in January. Usually we see 1 or 2 of those in the winter season. So, I mean, if we get any more severe weather risks like this this winter, that's going to get us off to a very early start with the severe weather this year. What I want to do, I wish there was a a radar site anywhere close to what I'm trying to look at here. I guess we'll take a look here at southern Mississippi. Yeah, so these are kind of the beginning of what is going to become really bad storms too. We see this one there near Centerville, Mississippi. This cell near Bunkie, I'm not liking the look of. And then there by Lafayette in Louisiana, definitely that one is looking like the beginning of something that could be bad. Usually when you see this kind of oval shape and a little bit of a V at the end, I would say that's the beginning of what could become a supercell. Not saying it will, but could. And then these ones not looking as bad. These ones to the south of our tornado watch, not looking quite as bad. They're multicellular, so probably mostly some heavy rain with maybe some hail or heavy wind, but not looking at any supercells. It's these ones up here that I'm certainly worried about. Let's take a look here near Jackson, as I'm seeing some yellows. So I'm wondering if we maybe have some cells developing here near Walnut Grove. Shout out to, what was that show called? Where they lived in Walnut Grove. Oh, Little House on the Prairie. So, obviously that was in, I think, Minnesota or something, not Mississippi, so. But yeah, we do have some cells developing here within our tornado risk, and these aren't going to lead, these probably won't end up being our severe thunderstorms, so this is actually going to help weaken our system a little bit when we see these cells develop out ahead of our main risk. It's just too much instability. We have a new severe thunderstorm risk right here for Simpson, just near Leesville. Or has that one been around a while? No, that one's new. And we do look to see maybe some supercells within that region. This one obviously looking pretty bad. This one as well. We're in kind of a radar hole right now. We need like a radar site right near Forest. That would be quite nice to give us a better view of what we're looking at here. Significant weather advisory, a strong thunderstorm. Yeah, definitely we have a lot of strong thunderstorms all over the place right now. Again, guys, if you're just joining us, we have a tornado watch now. They're looking at an enhanced risk for tornadoes today, and we're actually looking for the significant risk, or a risk for significant tornadoes, which is going to be EF2 or above, which is what we consider near major tornadoes. Usually, most people would consider an EF3 or above major. I would say 2 and above is probably quite any tornado is major, but hurricanes, at least, it's category 3 and above. These are looking like the beginning. Oh, Little House on the Prairie was Wisconsin. Yeah. These are looking like the beginning of some supercells potentially when we see this kind of shape, and it's just one cell alone. Sometimes we see them embedded, but usually we look for something like this. Here's another one right here, and then here as well. That's not looking quite as bad. Near Dry Prong in Georgetown, we definitely have a pretty bad looking cell as well. This one's under a severe thunderstorm warning there in Winfield. I want to check our rotation there. Not looking too bad. I would say we don't have an immediate tornado risk right there. And actually, we've seen our severe thunderstorm warning get expired there for north of Alexandria as well. Let's take a look over here near Shreveport, sorry. This one earlier was severe thunderstorm warned, and I'm not really seeing it quite as much right now. So that one's definitely taken on some weakening. I want to switch back down here in the south. This is definitely where most of the action has been so far, near Alexandria, Louisiana. You can always hit the super chat button. I haven't mentioned that in this video yet. If you feel inclined to do so, that's going to be on your bottom right near your typing bar where you type comments. Where if you want to donate to the stream, you can. Yeah, some of these are looking quite bad. We're going to see these start to develop, I think, north of Alexandria into some supercell type storms. I'm very curious about when our first tornado warning is going to go up. It looks like we lost another severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, we did. So we lost that other one. We only have one severe thunderstorm warning right now. And we have two pretty broad areas of rotation. This one is taking on a look that I don't like. Like I said, I've been keeping my eye on this one for maybe an hour now. And this one that's severe thunderstorm warned looks pretty bad. Yeah, so it's not looking like the prettiest thunderstorm there, but definitely has a little bit of that V shape, and I can see some sort of hook in there. Again, just not the look, not a look you want to see very much. Any one of these could definitely go tornado warned. If anybody has any questions they want me to talk about in this stream, let me know. We're kind of reached a standstill, I guess you could say. So let me go ahead and get all this stuff off screen. We're going to talk about our day today that we're about to have. So here is our tornado watch within that area. I'm going to get that off the screen real quick so we can just talk about our risks for today. So, our categorical outlook here, we have a slight risk here in all of these yellow regions, areas like New Orleans, Alexandria, Mobile, Montgomery, Birmingham, Huntsville. But within this orange area, we have an enhanced risk. So for Jackson up through Yazoo City, Shucklelock, if that's what you want, if that's how it's pronounced, Columbus, Addison, all of these regions here are dealing with an enhanced risk Fayette as well. And then let's see, our probability of tornado has gone up. We have a 10% chance here for our enhanced region, and this is actually why we've seen an enhanced risk be added, because of this 10% chance or an enhanced risk of tornadoes here that we're going to be dealing with. Hail, we have a minimal risk for hail, even though that's the only severe weather we've seen so far. We've seen a bit of hail there for Louisiana throughout the day. Wind, we have a pretty good chance here for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, as well as a little bit of the panhandle of Florida, and then up through Georgia and Tennessee. Now, it's once we get into our significant tornado risk, this is where things get interesting. We have a hatched area here, which means they're seeing a chance for larger tornadoes, so EF2s and above within that region. But again, here's our categorical outlook, and let me just add everything I just took away. You can see where most of our severe weather has occurred. Let me add all this. And you can see our tornado watch really extends straight into our enhanced area, and that's really where they are expecting the most chance for tornadoes. Our tornado watch does go until 7 p.m. Max gusts 70 mile per hour, half an inch size hail. Storms are moving at 52 miles per hour. But it's not a particularly dangerous situation quite yet. Let's take a look. I'm going to add our storm reports here, and you can see we've been dealing with some hail for Louisiana. But again, we haven't really been dealing with much else other than hail reports here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reports of hail. Yeah, 8 reports of hail so far, and it's the only severe weather we've had so far. Let me get this off screen and add our radar once again. I wanted to just go over kind of our risks for the day. YouTube Surfer said, love this channel. Thank you so much. It means the world to know a lot of you love the channel. I love the channel too, honestly. So lots of heavier thunderstorms here to the west of Alexandria and to the north of Alexandria as well, there in Pollock. Also here in some of these towns that are difficult to pronounce, but near Montgomery and Clarence. We do have some particularly strong-looking thunderstorms as well along this area. And then we have a severe thunderstorm warning still up here for Dodson's and Syke. there, where we're looking at some pretty strong implications within that. Some wind, maybe some rotation, but not too much yet at this point. There south of Monroe, we do have a pretty dangerous looking thunderstorm as well. Just going to put that in motion. Just like that. All right, so I'm going to keep this going. I'm going to go make myself some tea and some lunch so I can keep streaming, because I am expecting to now want to stream throughout the day, because this situation is looking more and more dangerous as time goes on. So I'm going to keep the radar here for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to come back up and start talking some more. But I have to take breaks when I do these. Sometimes I live stream for over 5 hours, so obviously it gets a little hectic, and I have to get some stuff done, like eat and go to the bathroom and get drinks. So we're going to take a brief intermission, but guys, I'll be right back. But please like the video so we can get some more people aware of this situation. A very dangerous tornado situation heading forward. April Brooks. Yes, those do look like some supercells, and they are the beginning of supercells. We are looking at the chance for actually significant tornadoes throughout the day, which is very, very surprising. All right, guys, I will be right back. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna mute it real quick because I have to do a few things. You probably heard the garage open. It's very loud from my room. Um, but I'm gonna be back, guys. Looks like I want to take a look. Make sure there's no tornado warnings. All right. Gonna mute it for a little bit. I will be back in like 5 minutes. I promise. 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 Alright, sorry about all that. I had to do a few chores, so I am finally back. And also I have a lunch and I have a tea, so we're all freshly ready to go. Alright, so looks like we've lost a few viewers. Very understandable. I was gone for about forever. Alright, so we have some... Looks like we have... Do we have... Okay, so we still have a severe thunderstorm warning. No tornado warnings yet. So we're going to continue to track this. Let's take a look at our severe warned storm here. Is there a closer radar? Yes, there's a much closer radar to where we can see this one that's in between Monroe and Ruston at this point. Did I get lost? No, I didn't get lost. I got lost in doing a bunch of chores, though, unfortunately. And I'm back. It's good to take breaks, though. Make sure I can stay fueled. How bad is the severe weather right now? Well, upcoming severe weather is looking really bad. But for right now, it's not looking too terrible yet, but it's going to get worse and worse and worse. We are looking at Little Rock here. There's some thunderstorms on the very eastern edge. This is our tornado watch area, guys, and we have pretty bad line of thunderstorms that are moving in through Louisiana, and they're going to be moving up through into Mississippi and Alabama, and this is where we're going to get some pretty big tornadic cells. Let's see. The pink areas is a tornado watch until 7 p.m. Is that the supercell you're talking about? That could be near Gulf Shores. Possibly. Hold on. Okay, now I'm really back. I had one more thing I remember, but that was actually less than 5 minutes, so that was good. Okay, Cyclops or Cyclone Gaming, you cannot put that many comments in the comment bar in that short of time. What do you think about the tornado percent for Mississippi? Well, there's a 10% chance throughout all of these areas, and actually we have a hatched area for significant tornadoes, which usually means we're going to see some tornadoes. That's usually what that spells. No, the slight risk does not stretch into southern New England at all. Here's today's and then tomorrow's, if that's probably what you're referring to. It only stretches here into Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, and then Roanoke Rapids into Greensboro. So, I mean, it's staying south of even the Mid-Atlantic, some of the Mid-Atlantic areas there. So the answer to that would be no. Let's go back here. And yes, a lot of these cells are looking quite nasty for sure, to say the least. Southern New York tomorrow, probably nothing. I would say probably nothing. Unless you're talking about snow. The cell, not looking too good. Oak Ridge looks pretty nasty. This one down here looking a little iffy as well. So we have quite a few cells that are looking kind of like supercells. Yes, a 5% is what we'd call a slight risk for tornadoes, and then 15 is probably about enhanced. Miguel, you can watch my most previous video about the winter weather, but in this live stream we're talking about severe weather. This one's looking pretty nasty, a tiny little supercell, but definitely has that very defined V shape, and then a little bit of the hook here, but not too well defined. Yeah, definitely a little iffy there. So we'll watch and see. I want to take another look here at Mississippi, where we have that enhanced risk as well. This radar is on an app called WSV3. You can search it up. It's $25 a month, I believe. This is not too affordable. Let's see here. The Cape, let's turn on surface Cape. We can take another look at that actually. If it'll load in. There we go. Okay, so in the red areas, we're at anywhere from about 1,500 Cape to 2,500. And typically we look for anything over 1,000, which is going to be anywhere in the yellow areas to support severe weather. You can see these ones have already eaten the Cape. like this one, which means it's actually going to start to die out eventually there. But for these areas, we're just getting started with some of these cells. Now, today's a particularly dangerous situation because not a lot of people before today were aware that there was an actual significant tornado risk, and it's really just kind of come out of nowhere, and a lot of people aren't aware, and that's why I think there hasn't been a lot of viewers today, is because nobody has been informed that there was this big tornado risk today. Usually that's when you get a lot of views. So if you want to do your part to help more people get reached out to so they can be informed that there is a big tornado risk today, all you got to do is like the video and help suggest it to new viewers. We do have some pretty big cells up here in northern Louisiana, like I was talking about earlier. We'll get rid of that cape because it's kind of ugly looking. You see that V shape down here. Let's see. We have a closer radar. Yeah, much closer. But which one am I on? Yeah, that's why. Let's go down here. I think we have a supercell developing and getting started. Yep, this one might be our next pretty big situation going on. Miguel said, I thought the chaos would start yesterday. Well, a lot of people did, but we only had a marginal risk for yesterday, and today we have an enhanced risk, and tomorrow we have an enhanced risk as well, but today we actually have a large chance for tornadoes, which is going to be very interesting to keep an eye on because obviously that's a very dangerous situation. See, this one's been kind of just chilling out, not really intensifying or weakening, but definitely this is the beginning of what we look for in kind of a tornadic cell. Yeah, no rotation yet. Yes, Miguel, but like I said, yesterday ended up kind of weakening and looking like a marginal risk, which led to not too much severe weather yesterday. But today we have an enhanced risk, and tomorrow we have an enhanced risk, which is going to be much, much larger events. These cells are looking pretty nasty here. Bunkie, Marksville, Natchez, areas like that. Definitely not looking too good for those regions. And here in Louisiana, southern Louisiana. Ooh, New Orleans, we're under a severe thunderstorm warning, so we're going to take a look at that one, obviously. Yeah, so very strong winds heading over downtown New Orleans right now, and I'll see if there's any hail within that. Yes, there actually is quite large hail. 2-inch diameter hail is within this cell heading right for downtown New Orleans. Going to be very interesting to see how this one plays out. Yes, Eddie, Creep Stories. I might be, so make sure you subscribe and be on the lookout because I am planning on trying to be live tomorrow. We do have a lot of supercell type cells popping up for this area here in southern Louisiana as well. Just up here in the more central regions is definitely where we've been looking at the more severe thunderstorms. Actually, Rachel, tomorrow looks to be the worst day along Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. They're coming from the south, so the mountains actually won't interfere with these. So we're going to see pretty bad thunderstorms and supercell activity potentially make its way through Charlotte, Raleigh. I would say Southern Virginia as well. Columbia, Macon, Albany, Tallahassee, right up and down. April Brooks, yes, it is possible that there will be a moderate risk for tomorrow, but not likely at this point. Let's see. Yes, very tall echo tops for this area. Michael Williams pointed out. These ones near New Iberia are definitely looking quite intense. So we're going to have to see how these ones play out. Here's that supercell that's been kind of developing for a while now. Heading right for Wisner and Gilbert, I would say, in that general direction. We also have a pretty bad looking one right here heading towards Natchez. So we see a few long-lived supercells moving through these areas. That one's certainly not looking good. Ooh, this one either. These two actually are both kind of looking pretty bad. We don't really have a close radar sight, so I'm going to try to see if we can't see this one. Let's see. Yeah, we definitely have hook echo right here with some rotation going on. Right here in this vicinity, you see the red and the green. Definitely looking tornadic for that area, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that, and that's gonna be heading towards, I'd say, just to the east of Marion, and eventually towards Cressette, Wilmot, Montrose, up there in Arkansas. This one, not so much yet. There's some pretty good rotation in there, so we do have some broad rotation there on the edge of this one. That one's really far from any radar sight, so we can't really get a good eye on it. Definitely looking at some tornadic cells getting started here. Yeah, gonna go with this one. Oh yeah, we do see a couple more severe thunderstorm warnings down there. Right there for Lydia, Jeanerette, if that's how you say that. All of these areas. Yep, definitely see some hooks in there. Man, this is not looking like a good situation. two areas of rotation down here. I see a pretty big one right there, then one right here. Yep, and that hooks up right with our hooks, so definitely going to say we could see some tornado warnings. Two of them pop up for this area right there. Let's head over to New Orleans and take a look over here as well. This one's not looking too good either. Very, very interesting here. Yep, definitely a tornado for New Orleans would suck, but there isn't one really headed that way or any areas of rotation, which is the good news. This one could pass to the south of it. That's a pretty broad area of rotation, so not really too worried about that one dropping anything anytime soon, but definitely over here there was a few of cells that really worried me. Yeah, a couple of these are definitely looking worrisome. Then right there as well. Yeah, we have a few towns in its path. It looks like Lafitte, down here, I guess Poydras, or however you say that. It's looking to be in the path of that one. New Iberia is looking like there's one to your north and to your south, so you're kind of squeezed right in between. So definitely, oh, okay, so this one is definitely hooking out, so we'll have to maybe a bit there. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry to cut it short, but I'm about to have to get off because my family just got home from vacation, and this one's looking like it's going to be a long, long day. Severe outbreak, and I'm just got some plans I had later today. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to go live again, maybe even later today. Just depends on how late this one goes. If there's a time later tonight that I might be able to go live, that might be something I do. But I'm going to have to cut this one short. Anyway, guys, stay safe out there. If you're in the tornado watch, take all tornado watches and warnings seriously, guys, please.